Good morning and namaste. Today we're going to practice 3 warrior poses. We'll do warrior 1, warrior 2, and warrior 3. And we're going to pay particular attention to the foundation of the feet, which helps us set the hips for each of those poses. So come onto your mat. And we'll start with warrior 2 actually, because it's an open hip pose. And so both of the hips are going to be facing the same direction. You'll take a wide stance with your feet, and you want to align your feet so they're parallel through the middle. So if you were to draw a line from the middle of your ankle to the base of your second toe on each foot, you want those lines to be parallel. Your feet can go about as wide as your wrists if your arms are out to the sides, more or less. It's a good baseline for judging how wide the feet we want to take them. And then let's go to the right. So keep the left foot where it is and turn your right foot out 90 degrees. And align the heel of your right foot right to the center of your back arch. So it's not a heel to heel alignment, but it's a little closer in. And this helps the hips stay more open. Now this back thigh is going to roll in a little bit. And if you're feeling pressure in the hip, you could turn your back toes in some. That's going to make it a little more comfortable there. But if you can, go with a parallel feet, or the back foot parallel to the short edge of your mat. Then once you've got your foundation set, you pause, you breathe, you welcome yourself to this beautiful day. And then once we've opened to grace, we engage our muscles. So hug your muscles onto the bones. Make your legs strong. This is going to protect the joints as we bend the knee. Take your knee so it's right over your ankle. And then if you need to adjust for a wider stance, you can move the back leg. So we've opened, we've engaged our legs. Now let's align the pelvis. And a great way to do this is to move your thigh bones back. So if you lean the heart slightly forward, the tops of your thigh bones move back into a place of safety and comfort and less effort in the front of the hips. And then draw the tailbone down. So in the back, the tailbone lengthens and your lumbar curve gets a little more spacious. Then we will take a deep breath up through the rib cage, reach arms out to the sides, and turn your head to look out over your right fingertips. And from here, expand fully into this moment. From the center of your pelvis, stretch and press down through both legs into both of your feet. And from the core of the pelvis, rise up through the spine. Reach up through the top of your head. And shine out from the heart out into your fingertips. Now, one common misalignment in this pose here is that the front ribs will poke out. So if you think of bringing the bottom of the front rib cage down, that's going to help you engage the core a little more strongly and bring your pose into a nice, comfortable place in the middle. You can hold this for a few breaths and then inhale to come out. And repeat on the second side. So now the right foot is parallel to the short edge of your mat. Turn your left toes out 90 degrees, heel to arch. Pause, soften, breathe. Engage your thighs, pull up from your kneecaps, try to make the quadriceps really strong, and then bend the front leg, and your thighs back, draw the tailbone in. Rise up through the side ribs, float your arms out to the sides, bottom ribs in, and expand with the breath. When I practice warrior pose, I like to think of what's important to me, what is worth myself putting my effort into, not so much to fight a battle, but to get my desired outcome. And this pose reminds me that I am really strong and powerful. When you feel even from side to side, you can inhale and straighten your knee, take your arms down, turn your feet to parallel, and then step back to comfortable standing mountain pose. So that's warrior 2. Warrior 1 is more of a closed hip pose where the hips are both going to turn. So for this one, you might want a slightly shorter stance. And you start the same way with parallel feet, but then we're going to turn the back foot in a lot. So if you lift your left toes and turn them to the right, and then pick up your heel and turn it out a little bit and place it down. This really helps us roll the back thigh in a lot, so we get a lot of internal rotation on the back leg. You're going to turn your hips to the side, and now flip your right foot. And so now in this pose, the heels are lined up, heel to heel. And if that feels too wiggly and wobbly for you, it's okay to take your feet a little wider apart. Again, we want to open to this beautiful day. Take a breath and soften. And then squeeze your muscles onto your bones. Bend your front knee. And again, we want to align the pelvis. So sometimes the hips will tend to poke forward in these kinds of, in standing poses in particular. So if we lean the chest forward a little bit, we can move the thighs back, and we can widen the sitting bones and get a little curvier in the lumbar spine. Then we draw the tailbone in, lift up through the low belly, lifts up through the chest. Take the shoulders back and then reach up with your arms. And again, the bottom ribs tend to poke out here. So we pull them in to get strong, powerful thoracic engagement. And then shine out brightly. Shine out your spirit. Shine out your intentions. And inhale, straighten your knee. Take your arms down. We'll change to the second side. So the back foot now, we're going to turn the toes in, pick up your heel, roll it out, place it down. Back thigh rolls in a lot. Turn your front foot. Engage your legs, bend the front leg. You might have to adjust your stance a little bit. But you do want to try to keep that back heel grounded. Thighs back, draw the tail under, lengthen up through the ribs, take the shoulders back, and reach up. Now you could do warrior one as a back bend. So as you root down from the pelvis down into your feet, you can lift the chest, get a little more spacious, take the shoulders back, head back, and look up, and curl back. And then inhale to come out of the pose. Step back. It's a mountain. Wow. And don't fall over. All right, and then the last variation today is Virabhadrasana 3, Warrior 3 pose. This is a balancing pose. It's quite challenging. And there's a number of ways to come into it. One way that I like is to set my foot. And because I'm going to be balancing on just one foot here, I want to really spread the toes and get as much space between each of my toes as I can. So I've got a nice big foundation on the ground. And then shift my weight onto that foot. Take the other leg back, point the toe. Inhale and draw in. Draw into the pelvis. Feel energy pulling up from the earth, up into the core of the pelvis. Pull energy down from the crown of your head. So you get very strong and powerful here. It's the center of gravity. It's what can help us balance. Start with your hands at the waist. And then just take the whole torso forward. So you're hinging at the hip. You got to keep your back leg super strong. Roll the thigh in. And then you can either keep the hands at your hips or take arms out to the sides for airplane or reach forward, which is going to be the most challenging. So keep the waistline full and bright. Keep extending out, shining out from your pelvis in all directions. And then inhale, rise up and release. And then, of course, we got to do that on the other side, so that we're balanced. And often one leg is stronger than the other, so you might find one side is more challenging than the other. So we come back to the intention, we set the foundation. Foot firmly planted on the floor. Spread your toes. Hug your muscles onto your bones. Take a deep breath and hinge forward. So we're going to make the back leg strong. So here we roll. Yeah, this is the weaker side, right? So here we roll the thigh in, we move the thighs back and wide, scoop your tail, and then expand, lengthen forward. Arms can go out or in front of you. Keep lifting up through that back leg. That's going to help you keep the balance. Stay with your breath. And then inhale, foot goes down, take your arms up. And exhale, bring your palms to heart center. So that's 3 variations of Virabhadrasana. Hope you have fun. Be a proud warrior today and go out and work towards making your dreams come true. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.